For millions of Muslim athletes around the world, Ramadan is a time of incredible spiritual focus. But if you're in competitive sports, it also presents this huge physiological puzzle. I mean, how can you possibly stay at peak performance when you can't eat or drink anything from sunrise to sunset?
And that's really the big question we're diving into. This goes way beyond just willpower. It's a super complex puzzle, right? It involves your energy, your hydration, and something you might not think about, your body's internal clock. Turns out, the answer has less to do with what you're eating and everything to do with when. So let's start with the obvious question. I mean, does fasting really hurt an athlete's ability? To figure that out, we're going to look at a study that measured the actual real-world effects on a whole group of elite athletes.
So what researchers did was they focused on this team of 19 high-level female handball players. They tracked their performance before Ramadan, during, and then after. And wow, the data was crystal clear. The moment the fasting started, key things like power, speed, and agility, they all took a noticeable nosedive. But here's where it gets really interesting.
Okay, so check this out. Look at these agility test scores. Before Ramadan, performance is way up there. But during the fast, the players were split into two groups. Look at the group that had their pre-dawn meal, the suhoor, super early in the night. Their performance just tanks. It's a huge drop. But the other group, they ate the exact same meal, just right before dawn. And their decline, way, way smaller. It's wild. The timing of that one meal was the game changer.
And that right there points us straight to the solution. See, the study didn't just highlight a problem, it actually tested a strategy. And it wasn't about fancy diets or special supplements or anything like that. It was just a simple but really powerful tweak to their timing.
And I mean, the difference was, wow, it was stark. The early suhoor group, they ate at 10:30 p.m. That left this long gap before their training in the afternoon. But the late suhoor group ate at 3:30 a.m., which made that fasting window much shorter and fueled their bodies a whole lot closer to when they needed it.
Yeah, the result was just undeniable. By simply moving that pre-dawn meal 5 hours later, these athletes were able to seriously cushion that performance drop. They were stronger, they were faster, more agile. So of course, you gotta ask, what the heck is happening inside the body that makes this timing so critical? Because it's clearly not just about having food in your stomach.
All right, to really get the why behind this, we've got to go deeper. We're talking past the muscles and into the body's hormonal command center. The disruption that happens during Ramadan isn't just about when you eat. It's like your body's internal stress clock gets completely reset. Let's talk about a hormone called cortisol. Think of it like your body's built-in alarm clock, the one that gets you going. Now, it's famous for being the stress hormone, but its main job is really to manage your energy and your wake-sleep cycles. It gets you up and at 'em in the morning and helps you wind down at night. Okay, so normally your cortisol has this really neat rhythm. It spikes high in the morning to make you feel alert, and then it slowly drops all day until it's at its lowest point at night so you can rest. But what happens during Ramadan? The weird sleep schedule, the fasting, it basically flips that rhythm completely on its head. The morning peak gets smaller, and evening levels, which should be rock bottom, stay super high. Your body's alarm clock is ringing at all the wrong times.
And this isn't just a theory. A key study back in 2013 basically confirmed it, saying the whole 24-hour pattern of this crucial hormone gets thrown off. And having cortisol levels that high in the evening, that's a classic sign that the body is under some serious chronic stress. And believe me, this kind of hormonal stress, it has some pretty serious knock-on effects for your metabolism. That same study linked this messed up cortisol rhythm to a 2.3 times increase in a key marker for insulin resistance. What that means in plain English is your body gets way worse at using sugar for fuel. And for an athlete, that's an absolute disaster. It messes with your energy, and it directly sabotages recovery and performance.
Okay, so let's put all the pieces together. We've got a performance drop, we've got a meal timing solution, and now we've got a hormonal reason why it works. It all points to a whole new way of thinking about how to train while fasting. So at the end of the day, success during Ramadan isn't just about gritting your teeth and pushing through. It's all about synchronization. The fasting schedule can throw your internal cortisol clock way out of whack, and that's what hurts your performance. But by timing your pre-dawn meal as late as you possibly can, you're giving your body the fuel it needs to manage that hormonal stress better. It helps keep your internal clock on track, and that preserves your physical power. It just proves it's not only about what you eat, but when you eat, that really syncs your body up for success.
And that leaves us with a really fascinating thought, doesn't it? We usually think of fasting as this huge challenge, this hurdle you have to overcome.
But what if understanding these deep biological rhythms and learning how to work with them instead of fighting against them, what if that's actually the ultimate competitive advantage? Teaching athletes a smarter, more in sync way to perform that could pay off all year long.